into it. Cool.
All right, hear me out. This is So Says Mr. Thunder. I'm Mr. Thunder, and today is Monday, January the 29th, 2024. And today I got a special guest with me today. I've been hunting this man down to get on here. But anyways, this is your first time come to the podcast. I sure do appreciate you. Somehow you found out about it, and I definitely appreciate that. For those of you who are part of this podcast and part of this journey, you already know what's going to happen. So I believe y'all in for a treat. But with that being said, I just want to go ahead and dive into why I had to chase this brother down. You know what I'm saying? This is probably the hardest working man that I know. He definitely is a magician when it comes to making things happen. But what I can say is he's been who he's always been every time I meet him. So I feel confident that we about to get a good message out of this. So, brother, if you don't mind, man, go ahead and introduce yourself.
We're going to go legal.
Whatever you want, man. Whatever you want.
This is Mac time. We're going to go with that and leave it like that. Mac Aguilar. There we go.
Okay. That's what's up, man. So, I talked about the podcast, right? I talked about, what I was doing. And I told you to listen to it, but you listened to a couple of them. So just kind of, I guess, give me a little feedback, man, on what you did here and how you feel about it.
I can recant the most recent one I checked out. Like I was telling you earlier, it was just I have to put it in words. Just, I guess, accountability is what I got out of the last episode you was talking about.
Right. That's what's up, man. So I ain't gonna pick your brain too much about it, bro. But we was talking about, what I'm saying, what I'm trying to do and how I feel like you can fall into this. And definitely, for those of you who have been listening, I have been talking about getting somebody professional, right, to get me to where I need to be. And this gonna be the man to do it for me. But when I met you, man, you was doing a lot. Right? You was single. You had the party house. You had the club. You had all kind of businesses, man. And then there was a shift that happened in your life, man. What was that?
Oh man, really just meeting somebody that you lock in with, and you decide to, I guess, kind of live out your dream, I guess, in a sense, another side of the dream.
Mm-hmm.
I think, for me, growing up, you always had an idea on how life will be, as they say, as you get older. But, sometimes it takes a extra push for you to get there, right? So, like you said, earlier, doing a lot of the party and all that, that was always a part of me. That's, even to this day, that's still me.
Yeah.
But there's always another side of things, right? You kind of want to graduate from that type of stuff, and then it comes to a point in time where it ain't even as fun as it used to be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So let's talk about like what you got going on now, man. Like what?
Okay.
Give me a day in the life of Mac Time.
Man, straight transition. So like I was just telling you earlier, going from single to being in a dedicated relationship. Of course, with the intent to marry, that's in the works.
Mm-hmm.
My whole game plan has shifted from waking up just about business, money. That was my thought process. Prior to this transition, right? It's like, I'm gonna get up, got to go make some money, got to figure out a career change that I've been working on.
Mm-hmm.
But now, when you link up with somebody, you going towards marriage. Now you gotta put that into the equation.
Right.
So that just changed your whole game plan. So, wake up, do your family thing, get your bonus son to school, come back, do your daily rituals, your meditation, your prayer, and all that good stuff. You dedicate half of it of the day to your regular work. And then the second half of the day, you doing your transition, your exit plan, right? How to get out of corporate America and what steps you got to do to make it to the next level, to the next move. So every day, that's my whole, follow through every day.
So you talk about an exit plan.
Yeah.
Right? Obviously, plans have to be, you know what I'm saying, calculated and put together.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you make mistakes here and there, or you learn something along the way. So where you at right now, this plan that you got put together, what are the things that you kind of learned by applying what you knew before into this situation? What does that look like?
Well, for the biggest thing is, the way I plan it, and this is not something that's, just thought out or planned out in your head, right? This is stuff you actually write down and you do your whole module, how you're doing it. So, financials are financials, right? You always want to get to a point in your life where, you don't want to sit up here and work till you're 65 to retire. My exit plan is, trying to cut that, by 50, right? But the thing that I've learned, when you conjoin family into it and you go into the next level relationship wise, you can't just go on your own plan.
Right.
Like everything that I've been working on for years and years and years, when you meet somebody else, you gotta literally, you always think you're gonna meet somebody and y'all gonna plan together, but sometimes y'all plans might be completely different.
Man.
Not even just the plan itself, but just let me put it this way: your approach to the plan might be different.
The thought process,
yeah. So the thought processes, you're not always gonna see eye to eye. So what I've learned is you have to be able to adapt without deviating from the end result that you want, right? So, I'm still trying to get to the goal, retiring by a certain age, making an X amount of money by a certain age, save up this by a certain age, all the stuff that I've been planning, new investments and all that. But now you got somebody else in there. You got to take their side of it, see what they plans at. And then you got to kind of merge the two to where you help her with her plans and her goals that she had before she met you versus still making sure you're getting what you got to get, your plans. And that's just the hard part. So you got to deviate a lot of different time, a lot of way you did things before. You got to, I got to help her with her plans because everything ain't about you,
So with that, right, there's pain points, right? There's pain points.
Capitalized pain.
All right. So either way, however you do it, there's a pain point, right? That's where you pivot. So if you could pull maybe one or two of the pain points where you can say, this definitely made me pivot in a certain direction.
I mean, you just talking about occurrences?
Anything. It just whether it was transitioning from your mind frame, or it was combining both mind frames, or it was just a hard stop or start on something. Was there any pain points where you was like, ooh, I don't know, but I'm gonna find out.
Well, so I have a newborn now, right?
Okay.
So I also have a 21-year-old daughter, that I raised by myself.
Okay.
So raising my daughter by myself, I make all the decisions.
Okay.
Because I'm talking about sole custody is just me, no other person involved. So I make decisions on what she wear, how she dress, what she do, how she clean the room, how she do X, Y, and Z. Now, not only do I have a newborn, I also have a bonus son, right? So I can't just put those things down like I did before. I have to go based upon how somebody else views things. And that might not necessarily always be on point with, what I believe in.
Right.
So it's two beliefs coming into one. And, when you used to doing things so much by yourself, all type of decisions, having to run it by somebody else, that's extremely painful. That's
Yeah. You talked about it, right? You said we was talking earlier, right? You talked about now it's cohabitation, where before it was just you. Your responsibility was what you just said was you, your daughter, and you had to make sure that happened. And then you had a structure. But now that you have cohabitation going on and you have a reset when it comes to the baby, right? Now you've developed this module, as you say, of how you operate now, right? So with that being in mind, right? We put that all together. If you had to talk to the old man time Like, let's say you ran into him at the club. What was the name of the club you had up there on Highway 6?
Oh, C66.
C66, right? You ran into him at C66, right? And he was telling you what he had going on and what his plans was. And you was able to say, you know what, man? I guarantee you're going to run into a point where you got to have a hard pivot. What would you call that, man?
Shoot.
If you had to give it a title. Your module.
Inclusion. Yes, because now you have to include people into, what you're doing. And also you gotta be a salesman now.
Okay.
I don't really have to sell myself because I'm dealing with reality. I know how how I think it, how I thought about it. I've looked at examples, so I know exactly where I want to go and how I want to get there. But when you meet that right person, you got to include that person into your dreams and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But what if that person don't necessarily dream the way you dream?
Right.
And I'm very, I mean, you know me long enough, man. I'm very, I ain't gonna say self-driven, but I have a thing about me.
You got drive.
Yeah. And I'm always doing multiple things, and I do that to get to where I got to go, but I do everything that I like doing. So yeah, I'm working and doing it, but I'm really having a good time doing it.
Yeah.
So when you include somebody into that might not always be, you know.
That's dope, man. I that's cool. That's what we're gonna go with inclusion, right? Including everything. It's almost like when you talk about, what I'm saying, we homeowners, right? You go out and buy some tools, right? Now they got these tools where you can buy these packs where one battery runs all these different things, right? And you the battery now. Now you running all these things, but you got a module, you got a toolbox that you're using that's guiding you through, going from that just me responsibility to now us cohabitating and still keeping what you put together beforehand and making it relevant, right? So inclusion.
Yeah.
That's dope. We're going to build on that.
All right.
But check this out. We're going to end there.
All right.
But what I need you to do, man, is I need to tell the people, if you choose to do so, how they can get a hold of you, what you do for a living that can help people, and how you can be reached, man.
All right. Well, you can reach me on all social media platforms. That's at MacTyme, MacTyme. And it's just a number of things. I mean, I'm a financial advisor. Help you plan in that aspect. I also do multi-marketing. So I do everything from developing the media side, video production, audio production, recording, editing, website development, website build, graphic arts and design. If you need to travel too, I can be a
do all
agent.
that.
I'm a licensed travel agent as well. So,
man, a jack of all trades, man.
And we got real estate coming up. So
real estate too.
Real estate should be coming.
Well, then that means we're gonna have another.
Well, that's the inclusion part because wifey to be is she's a realtor, real estate agent. So we're teaming up and trying to include her dreams and my dreams and combine it all into one package. So even with the travel agency, all the stuff I do, guess who's my partner now? So she's gonna be 50-50 with me in all my business that I already have, and I'm trying to migrate everything she does.
Well, that's what's up, man. Look, like I said, bro, I just wanted to get this little bit of knowledge from you, man. That's definitely some wisdom that I can take with me, and I definitely am going to apply it to what I got going on, as you know, right?
Yeah.
But I definitely appreciate you, man, for, spending a little time with me, sharing that with us. And definitely sounds like you're going to have more to talk about, brother. So instead of you being behind the scene, you're going to be in front of the scenes. But then you got to see what we mean when we say it. So I definitely appreciate you, man. MacTyme, inclusion. It's all about including the things that are important in your life and creating a module so that you have a structure so you can cohabitate in these lives, have a structure, and understand your responsibility. So with that being said, this is So Says Mr. Thunder. I'm Mr. Thunder. I'm a Native American of this country, and there ain't a damn thing you can do about it. Go ahead and follow me on Instagram, So Says Mr. Thunder. This podcast platform is Spreaker, but it can be found on all of them: Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, YouTube, Spotify, and then all the other ones. But this is the man that's gonna put me behind the camera, so be looking forward to that, man. And I do appreciate you, my brother.
All right,
like that. We out.
All right.